Hi there, I'm Christine Dunbar from speechmodification.com, and this is my Smart American Accent Training. Welcome to our Word of the Day series, where we've been covering words you've requested to have some help to pronounce them correctly in American English. Today's request was for the word innocuous, and while we're here, we're also going to talk about the word inoculated because there's some similarities in pronunciation. Not the same meaning, but still useful to look at patterns for pronunciation in these two words. So firstly, our request, innocuous, has second syllable stress. That means that the N-O, the na syllable, is stressed, and that letter O says the vowel ah. So thinking about that maybe as an A or an AH for that open ah sound, rather than having any rounding like any type of O sound, it's an ah. Then because my first syllable is unstressed, it's just like a short, light, and reduced lax I vowel, just like in the word innocuous, no L in this one, inoculated, an L, but not in innocuous. And in innocuous, we then have our letters CU say the K sound, the K sound, and then there's a glide. So this is one of the words in English where the letter U sounds like its name, sounds like the word you. We have this in some other words that are spelled with EW or with letter U. And so you want to just think about that as though there were a little Y, letter Y in there, the U sound, innocuous. We do have the clear U vowel there. And then we end with a schwa. It sounds just like the word us, or you can even do a little bit of an is sound, just light and short and unstressed on that last syllable. Building it up, innocuous. To use it in a sentence, you might practice with two-word phrases or short sentences like it was innocuous, it was an innocuous suggestion, the book was just an innocuous light novel, meaning harmless, innocuous. Then we have inoculated, which is something that we are going to be talking about as we're talking about vaccines and vaccinations, inoculating against disease, being inoculated against COVID-19, for example. This also has second syllable stress, and the O also says ah in this word. So the start is the same, in na, with an AH sound. And then we also have the CU saying Q with a K sound, and our glide, our U, Q, innocu. And actually, in this case, because it's unstressed, that U becomes more of a schwa. So more innocia instead of innocu. Innocia, we see that schwa there. Inoculated. We have our diphthong A, glide and hold that A vowel a little longer. Our T ends up sounding like a flap or a light D in this word, and then I should write that with letter I. We have the lax I vowel. So TED at the end often sounds like the word did, inoculated. You might find it difficult to, again, sequence all these syllables, so you can go slowly. Inoculated. Some example sentences. I can't wait to be inoculated against the pandemic, against the COVID-19. I guess you're not really inoculated against the pandemic. That's a bigger thing. The children were inoculated at their first birthday, and we hope to be inoculated against disease. Okay. Thank you for that suggestion for the word innocuous, and for all of the great suggestions you've had for our Word of the Day series. If you have a word or phrase you'd like to see me cover in this series or our Phrase of the Week series, please feel free to leave that in the comments, and I will cover it in a future class. You can also attend our Friday live question and answer class to hear your questions answered live. That's at 12 o'clock West Coast time, 3 o'clock East Coast time here in the US. And you can watch the replay at any time afterwards as well. Thank you those of you who've joined as channel members. And for those of you who've subscribed to the channel, I really appreciate your support. I'm Christine Dunbar from speechmodification.com. Remember, if you want to sound like a native speaker, you can do it. speechmodification.com. Bye guys. See you tomorrow.